Do you feel like you're doing all the things on Instagram, but yet nothing is working? You've started your business, you've followed all the Instagram guru strategies out there, you've spent hours crafting content, but yet you're still left hearing crickets and you're really wondering, what the heck am I doing wrong? Well, the reason why you're actually not converting your followers into clients is really because you haven't been focusing your efforts on these key things, which I'm actually going to be covering in today's video, so keep on watching. The number one place for VAs, social media managers, and designers who are really looking to build a standout brand online and live that laptop lifestyle. Now, when it actually comes to attracting those followers to you, it is really important to note that quality is way better than quantity. I know so often people really do get wrapped up in the whole vanity metrics of things, and they think that if they just had X more followers, then they would have X more clients and X more sales. But I can tell you firsthand that actually having more followers does not necessarily correlate to more sales. For instance, when I actually used to work for an Instagram marketing company, I actually had a lady come to me for an Instagram consultation, and she had over 300,000 followers on Instagram, but yet she was making little to no sales. And really the reason for this is that she had no Instagram strategy in place. She was buying followers left and right, and she really had no clue who her ideal audience even was. So even though she had all these hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram, none of them were actually converting into sales. Now, on the other hand, if she had just focused on having 1,000 true fans for her product-based business, which is a concept by Kevin Kelly, then even if she just converted 1% of those people, which is 10 people, and let's say that her product is actually $1,200, that is still a $12,000 launch. So as you can see, she does not need 300,000 followers on Instagram. In fact, these followers are actually doing a disservice to her and her business because they really are not actually engaged with her content. They're really not interested in what she has to share or her offers, and therefore they are not going to go ahead and buy from her. So rather, what she should have been doing is really focusing her efforts on actually nurturing her audience, really attracting those right people to her page, and then from there really converting her followers into a potential client. Now, when it actually comes to marketing yourself on Instagram, the very first thing that you're going to want to go ahead and do is number one, create an ideal client persona or avatar. Now, really what this is it's actually a fictional character that basically represents who exactly your ideal client or customer truly is. And as you can see right here, this is my own Google Doc that I created for my own business and my own client avatar, and I personally named her Kalia. This part really does not matter, but what does matter is that I wrote out her likes, her dislikes, where she actually lives, struggles that she really faces, where she is in her entrepreneurial journey, her interests, goals, mentors that she really looks up to, etc. So when you go ahead and you craft your own, you also want to be thinking about what platforms do they show up on, how can I actually go ahead and reach them, and what types of content truly interests them. Because once you actually figure out where your ideal client truly hangs out and what kinds of content that actually resonates with them the most, then you can actually leverage that same platform, start creating content that truly speaks to them, and ultimately moves that needle within your own business. So be as detailed as possible so that you can actually always refer back to your own ideal client avatar when you're writing content on social media, when you're writing that sales copy for your website, or even when you're crafting those new aligned offers for your ideal client. Now, the next tip that I have for you is to go ahead and optimize your Instagram bio, because the reason why your Instagram bio is so dang important is that it's essentially your online resume. It's truly that first thing that people actually see when they land on your page, and you actually only have about like 7 to 9 seconds to really capture their attention before they actually bounce and move on to that next account. So that first impression is huge in terms of actually getting that potential customer or client to go ahead and actually follow you. So put yourself in your ideal client's shoes and really ask yourself, would I even follow my own Instagram account? Because if not, here are some tweaks that you really should be making. So first off, you really do want to make sure that your Instagram handle is relevant and consistent to you and your brand. So if you do have like a specific specialty or industry niche, which I highly recommend, then one thing that you can go ahead and do is actually include keywords into your own Instagram handle. So ones that actually relate to your products or your services, so that your ideal client can actually find you more easily, because chances are, they're not typing in your name because they don't know that you exist yet. And that's actually what's going to make you more memorable and actually help you stand out. So for instance, if you are actually a social media manager, you can actually have your handle be like, let's say your name is Jessica, Jessica Social, or Social with Jessica. Or you can also just have it be your name. I know this isn't really something that people are going to search for, but for instance, my Instagram handle is just my name because I am my brand, and I knew that down the line that I was actually going to expand my services and offers, and that I wasn't gonna just be doing the same thing every single day, 10 years from now. So really having my name be my brand is really what's going to allow me to pivot my business and take my audience along with me. The next thing is to actually go ahead and include a keyword next to your name, because Instagram does only actually consider your name and your handle in those search queries. So if there is a specific like niche or a keyword that will really help people actually find or recognize you, definitely include that. So if you are a VA, a social media manager, a designer, a photographer, whatever you are, definitely make sure to actually include that within your bio, so that when people actually land on your page, they know exactly what it is that you do. Which does lead me to your actual bio. So if you have a service-based business, then the best thing for you to really go ahead and do here is to have that I help statement, which is basically saying who you are, what you do, and what that transformation is that you actually provide. So like I said earlier, you do really want to capture that person's attention when they land on your profile. So if they don't know who exactly you are and how you serve them, then they are definitely going to bounce and move on to that next account. So for me, in my own Instagram bio, I specifically state that I help early stage VAs, social media managers, and designers actually get visible, craft that marketing strategy that converts, and really live that laptop lifestyle. So if my ideal client were to come across my page, whether through hashtags, recommended, explore page, whatever it might be, then they would actually say, wow, this relates to me, I am her ideal client, she can help me, I'm gonna go ahead and press follow. And lastly, with your Instagram bio, you do wanna make sure that you have some kind of CTA, so call to action. So really start to think about like, where am I actually leading my audience to? Because you don't want your Instagram account basically to be this end all be all platform. You do want it to be just one step within your sales funnel to really lead people to your offer, your services, or even your freebie. So really think about like, where am I actually driving this traffic to, and make it as easy as humanly possible for people to actually go ahead and book you and work with you. So for me, for instance, on my own Instagram bio, my CTA is just, let's work together. And then from there, they can actually go ahead and choose to watch my free masterclass, hop on a free clarity call with me to really see if they're the right fit for my one-on-one coaching, book an intensive, watch me on YouTube, or even check out my website. Now, the third tip is to actually go ahead and create an email list, because this is something that I see so many people forget to do, or they just wait way too long to actually go ahead and do it. And the reason why actually creating an email list from the beginning is so dang important is because it's a really great way for people to actually start entering your sales funnel, and then from there you can start nurturing them, really giving them value, and ultimately converting them from a follower into a client. It has been said that 60% of people actually prefer promotions via email over social media, which is really a significant percentage. So it's a really great way to actually go ahead and find and book those clients, as well as really drive more traffic, whether to your blog, podcast, YouTube channel, whatever it might be. With an email list, you actually have complete ownership over it, versus with Instagram or any other social media platform, you're essentially on borrowed land, and Mark Zuckerberg can essentially just rip the rug right underneath you at any point in time. I've actually seen this happen on numerous occasions, especially when I worked for the Instagram marketing company, and Instagram went down one day for multiple hours, and our our clients were panicking. They were frantic, they were emailing us, calling us, it was chaotic. But basically the reason that they were doing this was because they had no email list, they had no way to actually contact their followers, and therefore their business was essentially on pause. I've also seen people's accounts just get randomly deleted on Instagram, just totally out of the blue, and they really had no way to go ahead and contact their audience members. So that's really why having that mailing list and really getting your followers into your own home base is really so important. In order to actually get people from your social media to your email list, you can actually go ahead and offer them some kind of an incentive, such as a freebie or an opt-in. This is really something of value that your ideal audience would actually want in exchange for their email address. So for example, if you are a social media manager who really specializes in Instagram, you could actually offer a free Instagram strategy guide or even a free mini workshop that people could actually go ahead and grab in the link in your bio or even from your own website. And then once they've subscribed, you could then have a 3 to 5 part email sequence where they get sent an email every single day after they've downloaded the freebie. Then you can actually nurture your audience, build trust, give them value, and then help them go from that follower to a potential client. For me, I actually went ahead and recorded a free masterclass for early stage VAs, social media managers, and designers to really help them actually stand out in their space and start attracting those dream clients to them. If this is something that you want to go ahead and grab, I will leave it in the description box below, but I really knew that this is something that so many of my clients, when they first come to me, are actually struggling with. Many other early stage service-based business owners are actually struggling with this too, and therefore I created that freebie to go ahead and help them. So go ahead and actually create your own opt-in so you can actually nurture your audience, have a way to contact them if social media hits the fan, and a way to really drive traffic to other platforms or offers that you have. The fourth tip is to go ahead and actually build up your personal brand and build relationships, because these two do go hand in hand, because you can't have a personal brand if nobody knows who you are. And I've talked about personal branding a ton because it's actually one of my favorite topics, and if you haven't already, be sure to check out this video here because I do talk all about how to actually go ahead and build a strong personal brand on Instagram. But when it actually comes to building a personal brand, you are your brand, and it is really about sharing what makes you unique and different from everybody else out there in your own space. So do not hide behind your business, because people really do want to actually get to know that person behind the screen. They don't want to feel like they're talking to a robot, and they want to be able to connect and relate to you. So for me, YouTube is actually my main platform to go ahead and provide tons of education and valuable content. But that is not to say that I don't provide immense value on other platforms like Instagram or my email list, because I definitely do, but more so focusing on actually leveraging Instagram to build my own personal brand, because on Instagram, people can really see the behind the scenes of my life, my business, you know, me working at a laptop at a cute cafe in Bali, me driving a scooter through rice fields, my love for mac and cheese, beach sunset walks with friends, etc. They also get to know me and my story. So within my content, I can actually connect with my audience through my story, you know, why I actually moved across the country, why I decided to start my business, the ups and downs, etc. And I really do get to share my personal life with my audience, so they truly feel like they're a part of my journey, and they really get to know the person behind the brand, aka me. Now, the thing is, especially with building a personal brand, you know, no one else can replicate my story, my personality, my very squeaky voice, my passions, my interests, etc. So by really sharing what makes you you with your audience, it is gonna make building relationships that much easier, because as the saying goes, birds of a feather truly do flock together. So if people can go ahead and relate and connect with you within your Instagram stories, within your content, IGTV, you know, whatever it might be, then you can easily bond over certain things and really start to build that relationship. And as you know, people really do buy from people they know, like, and trust. So by actually building your brand and building those relationships, it is going to be so much easier for you to go ahead and convert your followers into clients. Now, the last tip that I have is to really go ahead and create authentic content and be consistent. Now, I know that it is super easy to look at what everybody else in your space is doing and really thinking that you actually have to do the same, but the whole point of building a personal brand is that it is truly personal. So write content that truly comes from you, it's authentic, it's your brand, and content that truly speaks to your own ideal client. I know just from scrolling on Instagram that I see so many early stage VAs and other service providers out there posting the same generic content as everybody else, and they start to sound exactly the same. Many of them just say, hey, my name is Sally, your soon-to-be VA, and they really go on to list the same exact reasons that they started their business as everybody else. Now, the thing here is that there are millions of VAs on Instagram, so you really want to think, okay, what makes me unique? What's my story? What's the mission behind actually starting my business? What's my specialty, etc.? Because that's really what you want to be highlighting within your own content so that you can go ahead and actually stand out from the rest, and your ideal client truly knows who you are, that you are speaking directly to them within your content, and you're not just speaking to everybody else on the planet, and that you really are that go-to expert within your own niche. And when it actually comes to being consistent, because this is key to really building that know, like, and trust, actually building up your brand and really attracting those dream clients to you, you do want to be finding a posting schedule that actually works for you. And just because, so-and-so is posting 3 or 5 times a week does not mean that you also have to. If posting that many times a week is going to burn you out and you can't physically handle creating that much content, that is okay. I personally only post 2 to 3 times a week on Instagram. I show up on my stories daily. I send out an email 1 to 2 times a week, and I do 1 YouTube video a week as well, because that is what I can personally maintain with my own schedule. And with consistency, just know that you do not have to reinvent the wheel every dang time. You can also go ahead and repurpose your content. You can put your own unique take or spin on trending topics. And if you do want me to go ahead and create a video on how I actually repurpose my own content, then go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below. So in this video, we have now covered my 5 tips to really help you start converting your followers into clients, which does include creating an ideal client persona, optimizing your Instagram bio, creating an email list, building your brand and building those relationships, and lastly, creating consistent, authentic content. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and actually subscribe. It does truly mean the world to me. And while you actually wait for next week's video, definitely make sure to download my free masterclass on how to actually stand out and attract those dream clients in your space. It is in the description box below, or you can also go ahead and actually check out these videos here, because I do dive into social media marketing tips, personal branding, and living that laptop lifestyle. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make today count, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.